Hello everyone, welcome back to this lecture. In this lecture, we will be completing the member functions in classes. So let's start. C++ member functions. A member function of a class is a function that has its definition within the class like any other variables. So basically, these are the functions that are being defined in the classes. Similarly, like other variables are defined. Member functions can be defined within a class or they can be defined separately using the scope resolution operator. So the member functions can be defined within the class, means inside the class also, and they can also be defined outside the class using this operator known as scope resolution operator. So let's move to code blocks so that I can show you some practical. So let's start coding. So I have imported the header files. So first of all, I will be creating a class that is having a name of cuboid. Okay. I will be defining the integer length like similarly that we have done in our previous lecture, integer breadth, and integer as height. So I have defined all the three variables right now. Okay. Now I will be defining the member functions like integer get volume function. I will be putting a void over here. This is my first member function. Okay, now I will be setting another member function, integer as set length. We can name this as void. This is a function that is set length function in which we will be passing an argument of integer length. Okay, now I will be creating a void set breadth in which I will be passing the argument as integer breadth. Similarly, I will be creating a member function for setting the height. So we have created these three functions in which we will be setting the length, breadth and height. Okay. Now, as I told you that we can also create these functions outside the classes using the scope resolution operator. So let me show you. We will be declaring the get volume function over here. So I will be writing integer box, integer cuboid, that is the name of our class. Now I will be putting the scope resolution operator. Now I will be calling the function that is get volume function. In this I will be returning length multiplied by breadth height. Okay. Similarly, I will be calling integer cuboid as set length in which we will be setting the length, that is length is equal to len. Okay. Similarly, I will be creating for the breadth and height. So I will be just copying this thing. Integer cuboid set breadth. So be using small integer as bre. Then over here will be bre will be breadth. After this I will be putting for height, in which we will be writing for height is equal to HEI we will be setting the height. So we have created these member functions. These are the functions that will be setting the void, that will be giving us the volume. Over here we will be setting the length, breadth and height. Okay, so now I will be starting the main function, that is the integer main function. First of all, I will be creating an object, that is cube1. Okay, so I have created an object that is cube1. Now I will be declaring integer volume as 0, in which we will be storing the values. Now I will be setting the length, breadth and height. I will be calling using the object, I will be setting the values. I will be calling the functions like set length, in which I will be passing the argument as integers. Similarly for this set depth. Height. Okay, so I have initialized the values by calling the functions. Now I will be putting the volume. I will be calling for the volume right now. I will be storing the volume using the integer volume, but I will be also calling the volume function using the object that is cube1 dot get volume function. Okay, cout the volume of the cube is end of line. Okay, we have completed the code right now. Now I will be compiling the program and running it. Okay, instead of integer we will be writing void over here. So I will be changing these values to void. Similarly for this integer part, it shouldn't be integer, it should be void. Now again I will be compiling and running the program. So you can see that we are getting an error that this is a private. Okay, we will be making this thing as public. So we will be writing the access modifier as public. Just put this thing, remove the spaces like this, because sometimes the spaces also make some errors. Void cube void. So now you can see, now I will be running the program. So you can see the program has been run. So the volume of the cube is 30,000 right now, because the values that we have given has been multiplied. Okay, so this is how you will be creating the member functions and the variables, and how we will be accessing those member functions. Thank you.